At LabLab, we have just tested the Roborock Q Revo Master, and in this video, we are going to tell you what we honestly think about it. And for your information, if you are interested in this product, please note that we have put a link with its best price just below this video. The Q Revo Master is round with a glossy surface that catches fingerprints a bit. It measures 35 centimeters in diameter and 10.3 centimeters high, which allows it to pass under pipes and radiators, as well as under certain furniture without damaging them. Its LiDAR tower is surmounted by a vertical bumper, which is quite innovative. It easily sneaks into corners and follows baseboards very closely thanks to its FlexiArm technology. It knows how to extend one of the two pads, as well as its side brush to better clean edges and corners. The process, moreover, worked well during our tests. The side brush is fixed to the robot by a screw. The rotating mops are, for their part, magnetized and they remove easily. There is a double rubber roller brush instead of just one. These rollers rotate in opposite directions to offer powerful suction. Thanks to this, very few hairs wrapped around them during the tests. The robot moves using an omnidirectional wheel and two main wheels. A front bumper is present to limit damage in case an element is not well captured by its sensors. The station that accompanies it is quite imposing with its size of 34 by 49 by 52 centimeters. It contains a 4-liter clean water tank, a 3.5-liter dirty water tank, and a dust collector bag. A replacement bag is also available in the box. Emptying is done automatically. The robot empties its 220 milliliter dust tank into the station when it returns there as needed. This tank is also accessible manually by lifting the robot's cover. The station also takes care of moistening the pads and filling the clean water tank of the robot when water washing is activated. In terms of maintenance, there's not much to plan for. You just have to empty the dirty water and fill the clean water of the tanks from time to time. The brand indicates that the dust bag can hold the equivalent of up to 7 weeks of dirt before needing to be changed. Of course, this duration is reduced if you have 4-legged companions who lose a lot of hair. The mops being automatically cleaned by the station with hot water at 60 degrees and dried with hot air at 45 degrees, there is no cleaning to plan for this part. In addition, a second cleaning of the pads is automatically performed if the station senses that they are not clean enough. You can even do an automatic cleaning of the station itself to eliminate residues from the tray. To finish on the design and maintenance point, note that the repairability index is 8.5 out of 10. The components can therefore be easily replaced. Let's now move on to the features, which are very interesting. This robot has 3 buttons for power, launching a cleaning, and returning to the station, in addition to a reset button under the cover. We directly managed to pair it with the Roborock application via 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi. Getting to grips with the application was not the easiest. We found that the different elements and the numerous options were not very well structured. Despite that, it must be admitted that it is one of the most developed applications on the market. There are different adjustments for the suction power on 5 levels, the water level on 3 levels, and a 4th customizable one, the path with 2 options in suction and 4 for washing, carpets with dynamic lifting, boost, deep cleaning, ignoring or avoiding carpets, and obstacle avoidance. Numerous customization options depending on the rooms are available, and if your floor is very dirty, you can program up to 2 passes. We also find the parameters related to the station, the frequency, the washing and drying mode of the mops, but also the automatic emptying. You can even program the robot to charge during off-peak hours to reduce your energy costs, or adjust the Do Not Disturb mode to avoid noise within a certain time range. The application allows managing multi-story homes and can save up to 4 maps available in 2D or 3D. The robot automatically identifies which map it is on by performing a brief detection of the room before starting the cleaning. On a map, we were able to target areas to clean, modify the floor type, insert a carpet, create restricted zones, invisible walls, merge or divide rooms, or even define a certain type of cleaning in a particular room. Other options are available, like the child lock, or the ability to take a photo of elements encountered on its path, like animals or obstacles. Note also that the Q Revo Master is compatible with Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa, and Siri. You can adjust the volume and language of the device, which also has its own voice assistant, by saying, "Hello, Rocky." "Hello, Rocky, I am listening." "Vacuum only." "I am starting to vacuum." We found the operation quite simple, and the robot well understood instructions even at more than 7 meters away. The app follows the robot live and indicates in real time the surface of the cleaning zone in square meters, the battery level in percentage, and the cleaning time in minutes. A history is present in the parameters to consult all cleanings performed. Well, let's now move on to the most important part, our performance tests. The first mapping of our well-tidy 11 square meter room took less than 45 seconds, which is extremely fast. The map was reliable, and even the slanted wall of our room was well taken into account. The robot's 5 cliff sensors allowed it to avoid falling when it approached the stairs. It also integrates a wall sensor, a communication sensor, and a carpet sensor. This last one was effective, lifting the pads to switch to vacuuming without washing when a carpet was detected. The obstacle recognition sensor worked relatively well. In terms of avoidance, it perfectly bypassed the plant, the shoe, the ball, and even the cable without touching them. It, however, experienced more difficulties managing the sled base of our chair, even if the uprights were well detected. Finally, the bag was detected, but not its straps. These results are clearly better than with other robots, especially regarding the cable. We also put our rabbit to work since the Revo Master is supposed to identify and gently bypass pets. Indeed, faced with Pimpon, the robot stopped, took a photo, then avoided it. To test the suction performance of the Revo Master, we scattered a series of dirt in a closed area of 1 square meter. Here are the results we obtained on a hard floor using the Max Plus mode and the standard path. With 25 grams of coffee, it absolutely vacuumed everything, none was left. With 50 grams of rice, the same, it absolutely vacuumed everything. With 50 grams of salt, it vacuumed 98%, just a tiny bit was left. And with the few hairs that we had scattered, it vacuumed 100% of the hair. Then we proceeded in the same way on a short pile carpet. With the 25 grams of coffee, it vacuumed 92%, just 14 grains were left. With 50 grams of rice, it vacuumed 99%, 9 grains were left. With 50 grams of salt, our most difficult test, it unfortunately only managed to vacuum 38%. A lot of salt remained embedded in the depths of the carpet. And finally, with the few hairs that we had put on the carpet, it managed to vacuum 99% of the hair, only a single one was left. The suction performance on hard floors of this robot borders on perfection. Only the finest particles are not 100% vacuumed, but we are getting close. On the other hand, we have already had better results on carpet. The side brush sometimes ejected the largest dirt, or the rollers failed to swallow them. To test the washing performance, we made dried mud and dried coffee tracks. The robot was set to Max Plus mode with a high water flow rate, and here are our results. For the dried mud tracks, we gave it a rating of 4 out of 5. Only the most stubborn and condensed tracks remained. And with the dried liquid coffee, we gave it a rating of 5 out of 5. The dried coffee tracks were all eliminated quickly. To clean an obstacle-free 11 square meter room in normal mode, and with a standard path, it took 15 minutes and 26 seconds. Using the same parameters but placing obstacles, it took 11 minutes and 30 seconds. This is within the average of other robot vacuum cleaners that we have tested. Finally, here are the noise levels we measured with our sound level meter. In silent mode, it emitted 58 decibels. In normal mode, 59 decibels. In turbo, 60 decibels. In max mode, 62 decibels, and in a Max Plus mode, 65 decibels. Following these results, we can say that the Revo Master has a noise level within the average. It is even quite discreet given its high power. The automatic emptying for its part produced 71 decibels, which is quite reasonable, and the maintenance of the mops only emitted 45 to 56 decibels, depending on the cleaning stages. Drying can last 2, 3, or 4 hours, and is quite quiet with only 38 decibels. Finally, let's finish this test by evaluating autonomy. The battery of this robot has a capacity of 5,200 milliampere hours for a theoretical autonomy of 3 hours and a charging time of 4 hours. In testing, we observed that it could regain 10% of autonomy in 25 minutes. The indicated charging time is therefore quite close to reality. If needed, the robot is capable of returning to its station to charge before resuming its task where it had stopped. In normal mode, we estimated that it could vacuum for a maximum of 3 hours, 50 minutes. Reported in surface area, this autonomy would allow vacuuming up to 220 square meters. Of course, using the Max Plus mode, the autonomy drops since the power used is higher. We estimated it at 1 hour 55 minutes. That is a surface of about 92 square meters. These are very good results compared to the current market, and that is it for our test results. So, in summary, the positive points of the Roborock Q Revo Master are excellent suction performance, particularly on hard floors, good water cleaning performance, a very complete application, a very good autonomy, maintenance simplified to the maximum, the pad and brush extension, which is effective for following baseboards and going into corners, the sensors with camera and artificial intelligence that well identify obstacles, and the noise, which is quite reasonable. As for the negative points, just the poor suction of fine dust on carpet, the application, which is a bit overloaded, and the absence of cleaning products upon delivery. And that concludes our test. Thank you very much for watching it. As a reminder, you will find the link to this product with its best price just below the video. And if you like honest vacuum cleaner tests like this one, do not hesitate to subscribe to our channel